Instagram stories for Monday, July 15th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Before we dive into today's show, I got a new review. I love getting reviews. It really makes me feel good and it helps other people to find the show. Here's the review I got.
My morning routine. I am a new creator, and listening to your tips and the show has not only given me great advice for improving my reach, but also introduced other helpful concepts that I may use to help build my audience. Also, no one mentions this. Not everyone has a pleasant voice. You have a great radio voice. I love your show. Please keep doing what you do daily. 5 stars.
Thank you so much for that review. And since this was part of a contest, look out for your swag very soon. Okay, let's get into today's episode. On Mondays, we talk about what the head of Instagram shared on his Ask Me Anything. Let's dive in, and we're going to start with the Threads questions. The first, what has been the most successful feature you launched on Threads in year one?
The most successful feature is probably the Threads in feed unit on Instagram, which lets people know about Threads, amazing content in Threads, and tends to grow not only Threads engagement, but the Threads app usage, because people then are reminded that it exists and they sign up and they use it.
I agree with this answer, and this works very well on me personally. I don't always think about opening the Threads app because there are so many other apps on my phone I spend time with. But when I'm inside Instagram or Facebook and I see something reminding me to look at Threads and it's a thread I'm interested in reading, I inevitably tap on it, go into the Threads app, and now I'm in a rabbit hole of spending time on Threads. I think this is a fantastic feature, but it really helps to have an ecosystem, a whole family of apps that you can do this where the apps refer traffic to one another. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Do you ever feel like the window to grow rapidly on Instagram has long passed? I often feel this way. Adam Mosseri talks about this by actually answering a different question. The question is old, inactive, over 10,000 account or a new one? What this person is asking is it worth it to try to revitalize an old account with 10,000 followers, or would it just be quicker and easier to start all over from scratch with a more engaged following? Here's Adam's answer.
I'd start with that old account. It might take a little while to get going because we won't have a lot of data for those 10,000 followers about whether or not they're interested in your content, but that's a pretty strong base on which to start building. So start there, try it out for a couple of weeks, try to get it going, and you'll probably find more luck than starting from scratch.
If the head of the platform is telling you, don't bother creating a new account, it's going to be easier and better to go with what you already have, that just really speaks a lot to me. Okay, let's change topics slightly and go deeper onto the reach topic. The question is, my reach keeps falling. What should I do? What I don't like about this question is that the person is unclear. Are they talking about reach to their current audience or the reach to non-followers that they thought they had previously? This is a really important differentiation. Here's Adam's answer.
This, I know, is really frustrating. It's happened to me as well. I think you need to figure out how to evolve your Instagram strategy forward. So take a look at what you've posted over the last couple months and look for patterns. What types of things have worked? What types of things haven't worked? And try to move away from the things that haven't worked if you can, and try to double down on what has worked and think about other things that might work for similar reasons. Are you seeing a pattern of things working because they get sent a lot in DMs? Are you seeing things tend to work because they get extra likes per reach than compared to your other posts? Look for those patterns, try to figure out why. For me, I've seen that when I give people advice or when I explain something that is somewhat contentious or when I announce a new feature, those types of things people like to tell each other about. And so those types of things do the best. I try to double down on those types of things and move away from the stuff that works less well. You have to figure out what that is for you in your account.
Have you ever wondered if using trending sounds would help you get better reach on the platform? Here's Adam's answer to that question.
Sounds do affect reach, but indirectly. We don't boost things just because they have sound, but content that has sound tends to be, on average, more engaging, particularly trending sounds. That's because it is a more fun, exciting experience. So it's going to get more sends, more likes, more other forms of engagement, which will help reach indirectly. So I encourage using sound if it's aligned with your creative storytelling approach.
Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what's better for growing your account, reels or carousels, and if scheduling a reel impacts your reach. So stick around. Oh, hey, you decided to stick around. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Let's get into the next question. What's better to focus on for account growth? Reels or carousels? I would say, honestly, a combination of these two things would be the move, but here's Adam's answer.
On average, probably Reels do better, but that's not true for all accounts. I've met people who find that carousels do better for them than short form video does. Again, you have to figure out what it is that you're trying to accomplish from Instagram, what it is that you want to say, and then what also you can say that resonates, that overlap. And for you, that might be a carousel is a storytelling format, or that might be a short form video, or that might even be photos. For each person, the answer to that might be different.
Not a definitive answer, but that's a really good chance to look at your own analytics and see what's working for you. The next question, does scheduling a reel hurt your reach at all? I would say no, it will not hurt your reach unless you schedule it outside of the time that your audience is online. And again, looking at your audience insights, you can see when your audience is online. I would recommend scheduling the reel at the beginning of the time that your audience is online so they have the maximum opportunity to see it during those times when they are on Instagram. Here's Adam's answer.
No, it doesn't. There was a bug where it did affect unconnected reach, but that was many, many months ago, and it has since been fixed. I use scheduled posts all the time for my own videos. It does not affect your reach. So if it's helpful for you, great, use it.
The next question, is it bad if I use third-party editing apps for my Instagram content? Obviously, the answer would be no, but it's key not to have a watermark anywhere on it. So for instance, if you make the video in TikTok, you download it with the TikTok watermark, then you upload it to Instagram, that would not be good. Here's Adam's answer.
No, it's not bad. We're working on making our editing tools better, so you don't need to, but you're more than welcome to use other third-party editing tools. Just make sure they don't have logos on them, because that will affect your reach. But as long as they don't have a logo marked just over the thing, then you're good to go.
Okay, let's go on to the next question. What do you think Instagram can be doing better? I think there has to be a reallocation of funds. There are way too many ads on this app and not enough money entering the pockets of creators. This is a big problem as far as I'm concerned. The next thing I think Instagram needs to improve upon is creating community and including you in the community even if you're not part of it. Here's what I mean. If I watch a video on TikTok and there's something about that video that I don't understand, but it has a lot of engagement, maybe there's a joke or something that I'm unaware of, an event that happened, or a way that a certain group of people looks at the world, but I don't understand that. And on TikTok, there's a little blue wording that I can tap on, and it will take me to other videos that explain either what this joke is about or what it's referencing or whatever knowledge I need in order to understand that video. And it makes me feel like part of the community. I do not see Instagram even attempting anything like what TikTok is doing. Here's Adam's answer to the question, what do you think Instagram can be doing better?
A lot of things. For one, I definitely want to simplify the experience. I think it's too complicated. Two, I want to figure out how to help stabilize reach. I know that people want more reach, but I think that also matters is how stable it is. If it's volatile, that just jerks people around. People get indexed on the high number and they get upset about the low number. I want to make sure that we shift more value from aggregators to creators. We've already started to do so, but there's more to do around original content and original creator support and ranking as well. So lots more to do. Just getting people content that they're more interested in. And when we show you something that you're not interested in, that's a mistake. We should try to avoid that. The work never ends.
And the last question we're going to talk about, what are you focused on helping creators with? Here's Adam's answer.
At a high level, there's a number of things we're working on. We're working on helping creators keep themselves safe. We're working on monetization features. We're working on helping creators connect with other creators and fans. But the thing that matters most is trying to help connect creators grow their reach. And the thing that we can do most effectively there is focus recommendations where we can actually have a stronger opinion on original content. So what we're trying to do is raise the percentage of content that you see from accounts that you do not follow that is original, as opposed to coming from someone who is aggregating that content from someone else. I do think that if we can steadily move that number up over time, that will help grow the overall pie for creators more than anything else that we do.
Okay, that is going to do it for today's episode. If you like this content, please go on Apple Podcasts, leave a review of this show. I would really appreciate it. And be sure to come back next time for more social media news, strategy, and other things that you need to know.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager, but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually, that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency, but I got a lot of spam. Just putting in my work, without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish, unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that, there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.